All right, here we are, our 2019 Sweetwater 2386 rental fleet pontoon boat number 5 for sale. Here with this particular rental fleet, this is powered by a 115 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke outboard motor. We're here for our video walkthrough. As usual, you'll find the current asking price as well as all of our contact information at our website, which is at yournewboat.com. Now, for your convenience, down in the video description we will have a direct link to this listing, where all you have to do is either click on that link or copy and paste that into a new tab or web browser. That'll take you right to the listing page for this one. You're going to see the asking price right there. You'll also have all of our contact info right there, where you'll be able to reach out to us by phone, by text, or by email. We do want to remind you, if you call us on the phone and you happen to get our voicemail, keep in mind we cover a large area and are frequently in areas without cell phone reception. So just if you get our voicemail and you do want to return phone call, just make sure you leave us a detailed message. Let me know what listing you're looking at, what questions you have. As soon as we either finish with the customer, return to the cell service area, we'll return your call and answer all those questions for you. All right, so moving along with this one, again, this is unit number 5. Remaining units from this particular fleet are all going to be able to be found at the website. We do keep that up to date. We do keep our YouTube channel up to date as well. Once one of our listings becomes sold, we're going to add sold into the title, and then it's going to move from our current listings playlist to our sold boat playlist. So if you don't want to leave YouTube and you're curious about what all is available, all you gotta do is go directly to our YouTube channel. We'll make it easy for you. At the end of this video, there'll be a link in the top left-hand corner to our current listings playlist, or you can also go to youtube.com/yournewboat. There's 2 playlists there, one of current listings and one of sold boats. All right, moving along, this one's rated for 13. We've got the low maintenance vinyl flooring throughout, no carpeting on this one. And I've also went ahead and turned on the navigation lights, the docking lights, courtesy lights, all that stuff. Normally we're going to function test those. You'll hear us mention those in the video. Went ahead and left it on for this one. So you can see we've got a navigation light up here on your starboard side. We've got one of the 2 docking lights that are functional, and then your port side running light works fine as well. And I don't know if you noticed, but we also have that anchor light or your 360 light as well. And of course, we always do like to remind people, in the Norris Lake area, if you're out on the moving out away from a marina at night after dark, and you have your docking lights on, it can really make it hard to see those navigation lights. So generally TWRA in our area will stop you when you are running with those on. Those are intended to be used when you're returning to your slip. So do keep that in mind for all of our Norris Lake fellow boaters out there. So we've got the 3 entry gates. You've got the wide entry gate up here on the bow, 2 cup holders up here as well. I believe we've got 6 cup holders in total. Yeah, you got 4 more back here on the driver's helm area. You've got a smaller entry gate on the port side, and another smaller entry gate back there on the stern, which leads right out to a 5-step swim boarding ladder. And of course, you've got the ski tow bar that goes over top of that 115 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke outboard motor. There are let's see, 1,177.5 engine hours currently showing on that Yamaha 4-stroke outboard. We're going to round that up and we'll probably call it 1,178 engine hours. Here at our driver's helm, we do have a low rance hook 4. That's a depth and fish finder. That's reading our depth right here. That's not quite right. It was reading right earlier. There could be a fish or something under us right now. And then 76.2 degrees is our current surface water temperature. So you may even just power that off and then come back on with it and see if that, see if that corrects itself on that depth reading. We'll return to that. So here's your tachometer with that digital engine hour meter. Of course, you've got all your instrumentation right here. Now these are all lit up because our navigation lights were turned on. So that's You're generally going to want that. The lighting around your gauges also all seems to function just fine as well. But we also have that functional horn. I'll go ahead and turn those nav lights off and the docking lights off now that we've tested those. Now we're getting a more accurate depth reading there, 91 feet. That's roughly about how deep water we are sitting on right now. Battery voltmeter, fuel gauge, drive trim gauge. These all did function test. We've also got the analog speedometer. This reads off of a speed intake in the front of that out drive that gets clogged very easily, and that one is, like most of these, is not working. We'd be happy to show you how you can clean those speed intakes out, and they'll tend to work periodically at a time. You're just going to have to keep cleaning those. That's not the GPS style speedometer, so that's kind of the analog method. Here's your stereo. This is a AM, FM, USB, auxiliary input, Bluetooth stereo. Here's your USB and auxiliary inputs right next to a conveniently located 12-volt power outlet to power any device you might want to plug into there, but you've also got the Bluetooth option as well. We've got 4 speakers on this one. Those all pass function tests just fine. There's your courtesy light right there below your driver's helm. We'll go ahead and turn that one off as well. Now we've covered that part of it. We've got some storage integrated underneath this driver's console, and of those 6 cup holders, do want to point out one of the 6 cup holders is missing this little trim piece. Those kind of snap and twist onto there, and we've seen a lot of these rental units with at least one of those missing. Nice large bench seats up here. That's going to help make it comfortable when you do have a full crowd on here, if you get up to around that 13 people. Now, you do have a mount for removable lounge table. Lounge table is not included, but those can easily be added. Just make sure you get the correct post for the mount. And then this is what we like to refer to as pop-up changing room compatible. So you've got kind of this sun lounge back here on the back of this L-shaped bench seat, and this doubles as actually a great storage space. You've got kind of the walk-through down here, but we do know a lot of people like to have a changing room here, and they'll sometimes even put a porta potty down here. So if you if that's kind of a must-have on your list of needs for your pontoon boat, this would be one that you can go to Sweetwater, and actually there's aftermarket as well, but they'll have your frame and your canvas work along with at least 1 or maybe 2 more gas shocks. We'll install right here on the underside of this sun pad, and then when you raise that up, you can also in turn lift that up and have the canvas little privacy changing room as well. Oh, and now while I've got that lifted up, I'll go ahead and call your attention to that little tear in the upholstery, and a few more of those which we'll hit here just a little bit later. So here's your rear entry gate. You've got that little door stop right there, 5-step swim boarding ladder. Actually, I think we've kind of covered all this stuff right here. I believe that should be about a 24-gallon fuel tank on board. So come to think of it, I think we are ready to go into that wear and tear. So let's go ahead and start with our upholstery. So back here on this sun pad, we do have some a lot of scuffs. These appear to be probably from a dog, and then we do have a good little rip right in there, and another small rip in there, a little puncture there. Otherwise, you got a whole lot of scuffs here that was likely from an animal, maybe a small dog. Coming back around, most of the rest of the upholstery, this is a nice heavy duty, high quality upholstery. This is a brand that of all the other brands we've come across in rental use, Sweetwater is one of a handful that does use a higher quality upholstery, even on kind of their entry-level models, and they do seem to hold up very well even in rental use. So we've got another small little rip right here on your driver's armrest, and a larger one over here on for your left elbow here, that driver's armrest as well. So all your other seams, you know, this is where with rental use and a lot of hours on these boats, you'll start to see some stretching and maybe even some rips in the seams. Pretty much all the seams all the way around are in good shape on this one. You got a little bit of staining in some areas, mostly up here near the top edges of these bench seats. These can be a little stubborn to get off. The right product, some elbow grease, you'll sometimes be able to get those removed if they're not too bad. But again, your seams and everything all look very good on this one. They've got the 2 extra cup holders kind of integrated in with these large bench seats up here, and then we've got another little scuff right here. Again, that is not ripped through. We're kind of putting pressure on one side just to kind of show you that's a surface scuff. Maybe another little scuff right there, and that looks to be maybe a burn mark right there. And a little bit of a stain right here. It may have been some sunscreen. And I believe over here on this other bench, that's actually some dirt right in there, right next to that little piping there. Oh, here was 2 other maybe little burn marks over here on this side. Here and here. No other rips or tears that we've seen. We do like these seat backs here where they kind of raise up here. Of course, you've got some dirt. This needs a good cleaning on these. You'll get that a lot of times where that rubs together. We've got the roto molded sided seat bases here. Basically means you got plastic seat bases, no wood in there to rot. You do have some support in the base of your seats, but all the bases are this roto molded plastic, and you've got storage under every one of those. So this appears to be a little bit of a mark right in here in this vinyl floor here, and I'm gonna assume that's probably from where that door was maybe lifted across without being raised up on that hinge. So typically you want to lift these over here near the hinge side and then push them down, and it goes into that little door catch right there. So you lift up and then pull it across. And I'm gonna guess that little mark right there was someone did not raise that up repeatedly whenever they were opening and closing that. Bimini top is in good shape on this one. And I think we're ready for the exterior wear. So let's start anywhere here. Go ahead over here near the rear of the boat. Got ski tow bar, 25-inch diameter pontoons. Show you your corner plate, and then this is typical of all of these rental fleet pontoons that we will have. You're going to see some scratches, dents, and dings around your exterior rub rail and the aluminum fencing and railing. One more area in the vinyl right here where you got another rip right there. So now in conjunction with that, likely the cause of that, we've got a pretty good little dent right in here. And again, this is an aluminum panel. All this stuff's all cosmetic. Your fuel fill right there for that 24-gallon fuel tank's right here. A little bit of scratching right here in this corner as well. And then you've also kind of got some water stains in here. Now you've got kind of the rippled aluminum fencing here, and that's from a distance, that's going to hide a lot of those watermarks. When you get up close, you're going to see them a little bit more noticeably. You can clean these up, and you can put a protectant or a sealant or a wax on here, and that's going to make it a little bit harder for those watermarks to reappear. So, but the beauty of the pontoons, you know, again, this is all aluminum and fresh water where these have all been used. Pretty much not a requirement to do anything with the aluminum pontoons or the fencing. So again, a few more scratches, dents, dings all along the way. Now you see a little bit of separation right here from this little aluminum. It's kind of like an accent or a support piece, but again, you've kind of got an impact or indentation on this aluminum railing right here, and a few other scratches along the way up here as well. But sometimes you got to have the right camera angle to notice any of those little impacts like that. So we try to call your attention to those during our video tours. We try to represent these as accurately as possible. So we do not like for there to be any surprises when anybody comes to see these in person. That's not fun for anyone. So where we can show you everything as accurately as possible. Fewer surprises there are. then the easier it is to really do your shopping from a distance. We understand that a lot of people are outside of our area, and even the ones that boat here on Norris Lake, sometimes they'll come from you know, distance on a regular basis, a couple hours or even more. So if we can make things easier for you, narrow your options down before you have to start getting in the car to travel to see stuff in person. Well, I was trying to knock that little bit of dirt or rock out of there, but again, some scratching on that aluminum rub rail. Another small little impact right there in that aluminum fencing, and just a little bit on that rub rail as well. Same thing up here near the top of that. Coming back down, a few scratches along the way. And we do have a cracked corner bumper piece right here. Now these are easily exchanged with a newer piece. You can get those aftermarket or through Sweetwater. And pontoons look good on this one. You got a little bit of a few little marks on that little splash guard or wave deflector there. There's a small little impact right there in that front aluminum rub rail. I think we've got a slight little dent right here on that bottom corner of this door. Not quite noticeable. At least did not appear to really jump out at us at the photographs we took, but do want to try to point that out. And here's your starboard corner bumper plate. Starboard side pontoon. Another little dent right here in this corner. And we're going to try to do the same thing going along this starboard side. Bear with us here. We're kind of doing a little balancing act here going down this side. Try to show you this as well as we possibly can. And also, so here's another area where that aluminum fencing is a little bit pushed in from that exterior framing, and actually the framing's got a little bit of a indentation over here on this starboard side corner. So kind of want to call your attention to that. That whole corner piece it's gotten a little bit of a indentation to it. Probably was tied up alongside maybe another person's boat, and probably did a little bit of a impact right there. And then we're just about done back here. We're near this 5-step swimboarding ladder, and I think that was our last corner plate to get up close and personal with. Also have a few little scratches on our engine cover as well. We'll have some photographs of that as well. So again, you know, if you haven't been to our website, it's very easy to navigate. If you do have an interest in any of these, I would highly recommend also looking at the photographs. Usually between you know, sometimes photographs are a little bit hard to see some of these where you get some angles, but I think the video tour along with the photographs are really gonna do a fair job in representing all of these as accurately as possible. And our rental fleets, again, the nature of these, we're always going to have some wear and tear with those. So we try to show you as much as we can, at least like to narrow down options. See if you do have a true interest in one. Oftentimes, you know, this is a freshwater used boat. A lot of life still left in it, and it's going to offer somebody a great price. On a boat, still got like I said, still got a lot of life left in it. Seats, for the most part, with a few exceptions, are still in good shape. You're gonna have a lot of use left out of those, and same can be said for that low maintenance, fuel efficient, 115 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke outboard engine. And again, that is freshwater use on that. It is higher hours. You know, it's not going to be for everybody, but it is all freshwater time. So we're going to start to wrap up here, and again, as usual, please reach out to us through the website. We do not monitor YouTube comment page, so if you do have any questions, want to schedule a time to come see this one, submit an offer on it, or anything like that, you're going to want to reach out to us through the website. Will be a direct link down in that video description for your convenience. And if you do send us an email and you have not gotten an email reply back within 1 business day, please check your spam folder. We're very quick about getting replies out. We're generally going to reply back to just about everybody in probably in less than 6 to 8 hours on the average business day. But definitely about 24 hours. If you have not seen your reply, check your spam folder. It's likely in there. So it's the 2019 Sweetwater 2386 rental fleet pontoon boat number 5 for sale. I thank you again for joining us on this one. And as we conclude here, you're going to see 2 things pop up in the on top of the video screen. Again, top left corner is a shortcut to our current listings. That's there for your convenience. And the top right corner is a link to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's a great way to get notified of any new inventory as it comes available, as it hits the market. So thank you again for joining us. Again, the 2019 Sweetwater by Godfrey 2386 rental fleet number 5. Thank you again for joining us.